In this video, we're going to talk about just kind of a trick on remembering some of these values in the triangle. And I didn't construct the whole unit circle, and I'll talk about extending that unit circle here in a moment. But this trick is really nice, and I owe my wife, Mrs. Danielson, for teaching it to me. And all you need to do is use your hand like it would be the first quadrant of the unit circle. So we're going to line these up, each one. This is going to be 0, 30. I'm going to use degrees, even though we won't use it very often. 45, 60, and of course my thumb will be 90. Okay? That. Now, all you need to remember, I'll put that back in a second, is this one thing. The cosine is on top, which means sine's on the bottom. And our rule is always the square root of the number of fingers divided by 2. Okay, just remember that. Square root, the number of fingers, divided by 2. So I'm going to put my hand back here, and here's how this is going to work. Let's say I want to know the cosine of 30. So of course here's the 30-degree finger, my ring finger right here. I'm going to pull that in. Okay? Now if I pull that one in, you see that I have 3 fingers above that, right? Because cosine was on top, and I wanted to know, I should write that down, I want to know the cosine of 30, or pi over 6. Okay, we should probably use that instead. So you say, well, okay, there are 3 fingers above, and the rule is square number of fingers divided by 2. So this must be the square root of 3 divided by 2, because that was the number of fingers above. Well, let's say we wanted to know the sine of, I'm going to transition now to radians, pi over 4, so 45. So we put our hand back down here. The 45 is that middle finger. We pull that one in. Now remember, sine is below, so I have 2 fingers below the finger I pulled in. Square it, the number of fingers, divided by 2. The sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. Let's do another one. Let's do cosine of, let's do pi over 3. Okay, so pi over 3 lines up to 60. So we put our hand down here. There's the pointer finger. We pull that down. There's only 1 finger above that. Cosine's above. There's only 1 finger above, so square root of 1 divided by 2. I'll write square root of 1 divided by 2, but of course we know that's just 1/2. Now, to me, this is a really nice, easy way to remember those numbers. But what makes this trick even better, I think, is that it does work for 0 and pi over 2 as well. And I'll show you that real quick. Let's do the sine of 0. Okay, so remember, sine are the number of fingers below. So we go pull in our 0 finger. You see there are no fingers below that. I don't have anything left. Well, square root of 0 divided by 2 is 0. Well, that is the sine of 0. So it works for that. Let's do the sine of pi over 2. So pi over 2 lines up to 90. That's the thumb. There are 4 fingers below that. Okay, sine is below, so square root of 4 divided by 2, well, square root of 4 is 2. 2 over 2 is 1, and that's the sine of pi over 2. So this trick where you put your fingers and you use your hand just like it's the first quadrant, 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90, or 0, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, pi over 2, you just got to remember that you pull in the finger. Cosine is always the number of fingers above, sine is the number of fingers below, and it's always just the square root of the number of fingers divided by 2. And that's a nice, quick trick to remember those things so you don't have to construct the triangles every time.